Greetings to everybody out there today. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central. Yes, having a blessed day. Hope you're having one too. So, we're going to get right on with the getting on today because we're knocking out problems like they were pins in a bowling alley. Pins in a bowling alley. Absolutely. And right now, we're going to knock out a new piece that we brought for you today. But before we get to that, let's do our proverb of the day. And we're moving right on through them. Let's see what we got left here today. Okay, here we go. Pili pili usioila yakuwashiani. Pili pili usioila yakuwashiani. How come that pepper, which you're not eating, is too hot for you? Why is that pepper you're not eating too hot for you? So, yeah. Now, how do you translate that? I'm going to let y'all just go ahead and ruminate on that one for a while. I'm not even going to say anything more about it. But it's pili pili usioila yakuwashiani. Why is that pepper, which you're not eating, too hot for you? All right. Now, meanwhile, we started yesterday. We started a new piece on. Oh, gotta keep these on. We started a new piece on an African American holiday from the 1860s. So this holiday was created when black folks first got free. There were two of those, two that were created right at the time that we got free. One of them was Juneteenth, and the other was, I don't remember the name of that one though. But it was on, I think, on New Year's Day. There's another holiday on New Year's Day. I have to go back and look that one back up again because I don't even remember what that one is. We don't usually think about it now, but at the time we did. I think that's when the Emancipation Proclamation was first read on January 1st. I believe that's how that one came about. But the Juneteenth was on June 19th because it was the day that the last of the enslaved Africans found out that we's free. So today I got a new book to share with you, and this is the adult version of a book entitled Juneteenth by none other than Ralph Ellison. And we are not going to have time to read this whole book. I can let you know that already. That's obvious. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to give you a little bit of a teaser because we're going to save this book. We're going to read this whole book, or we're going to read as much of it as we can in June, for the month of June. And this is one of the few books that Ralph Ellison wrote, a few novels that he wrote. The other one was The Invisible Man. Yep, The Invisible Man. All right, let's see here. Oh, and you know what? Oh, well, we said we were going to be featuring the poems of Kamal Daoud. I almost forgot about the poem because we hadn't been doing poems for a while. Let me see what the brothers got in here. Okay, all right, here you got one. This one is for a drummer. Yeah. One of my favorite drummers at that, Art Blakey. And it's called Blakey's Sticks. I want to give you Art Blakey's drumsticks. I want to give Art Blakey's drumsticks to some child without a father to use as chopsticks. to pick the stars from beards of giraffes, sitting on milk crates in front of liquor stores. Men who have swallowed grief and extracted the secret of seasons. Men who have suffered and found the stillness of a Molly morning, riding the red eyeball of a hurricane on a street corner in Watts. Old ones who could stain young minds with the lips of ancient songs and make them friends of wisdom. These children of asphalt, blinded by gray and neon, tongue-tied with empty money clips, looking for faint footprints of their home training, deaf to the voices of the old ones. I remember the flags of surrender, waving on clotheslines stretching across America's abdomen, colors dancing in a breeze of ghetto perfume, twisted ballet of Congolese sculpture, song in the Atlantic's darkest indigo, whispering pyramid of bones at the bottom of the sea. Come ride the backs of purple dolphins past the ghosts of the present, a spider waiting for you in a worldwide web, wants you to pick cotton in cyberspace, wants you to wear a bow tie of yellow police tape, wants you to snort the chalk lines on asphalt through a didgeridoo, otherwise known as an edaki. Children of asphalt refuse to wear the psychic beehive, that hat, a swarm of conceptual killer bees awaiting you at dawn. Here where I is the first and only letter in the alphabet. Children of tarmac, seek out the old ones with gold at the tips of their tongue. You will know them by their scars. They will call you when your mind is drifting in the current of trends, your mouth spilling words, belting like an empty slot machine. Their words will hit you with like a crowbar of light. They will pull back the concrete, show the naked breast of the earth, and you will cry for the children on the milk cartons, and you will cry for the butchered babies of Rwanda, and you will learn to ball your fist and swing in the right direction. Seldom are a young man's eyes an old man's eyes. Seldom are they skilled as souls aged in struggle. You know this life from looking at her face, light and body of light, gloried in the fragrance of doers. Builders, those that carry others until they can carry themselves. The fire of truth is an eternal flame. I want to give Art Blakey's drumsticks to some child without a father. A moment of silence, please. A choir is screaming eulogies to a stadium of deaf people. Is a grave plot a hole in the earth, or is it a pandemic? I'll let you figure that out. All right. Got our poem of the day in? Yep. All right, here we go. We're going to skip the intro. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I do have to read the intro. Let's see here. Okay. Might have to read. I think I got to read the intro to this. And the intro is done by John Elka. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and read the intro because it's going to give us a summary. And this will be good since all I'm giving you is a teaser anyway. Because I'm going to read this today, tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday, maybe. Probably not. Probably today and tomorrow. And then we'll bring it back up again in June, and we'll start with the new holiday on Monday. In his later years, after hours, he had put in a good day at his desk. Ralph Ellison was known to chuckle at the parallel between the crazy country he loved and contended with and what in 1969 he thought, and what in 1969 he called his novel in progress. Very long progress, or very long in progress. Ellison's projected second novel, was a glint in his eye as early as June of 1951 when he wrote Albert Murray that he was trying to get going on my next book before this one is finished. In other words, The Invisible Man. In April 1953, he told Murray of his plan to scout the Southwest. I've got to get real mad again and talk with the old folks a bit. I've got one Oklahoma book in me, I do believe. By 1954, Ellison had begun to put pen to paper, and in April of 1955, he sent Murray a working draft of an episode. From then on, even as he wrote numerous essays, taught at half a dozen colleges, held the Albert Schweitzer Professor in the Humanities at New York University, and in the name of citizenship, did more than his duty on national boards and commissions. The second novel remained Ellison's Hound of Heaven and Hell, pursuing him down the arches of the years, pursuing him down the labyrinthine ways of his own mind, until the end of his life in 1994. From 1955 to 1957, Ellison was at work on the second novel as a fellow at the American Academy in Rome. It was in Rome during 1956, he told John Hersey, that he conceived the basic situation, which had to do with a political assassination. Not too long afterward, in June of 1959, Ellison wrote Murray that Bello, with whom Ellison was sharing a house in Tivoli, New York, close to Bard College, where both men taught, has read book 2 and is to publish about 50 pages in a new magazine, which he is editing, The Noble Savage of all things, telling David Remnick of the New Yorker in 1994, that Ellison had let me read a considerable portion of it, a couple of hundred pages at least. Bello remembered vividly that all of it was marvelous stuff, easily on a level with Invisible Man. In a later reminiscence, Bello wrote, in what he did, Ralph had no rivals. What he did, no one else could do. A glorious piece of good fortune for a writer. During the next 5 or 6 years, Ellison published 3 more excerpts in literary quarterlies. Meanwhile, the contract for the book, dated August 17, Marcus Garvey's birthday, 1965, stipulated delivery on September 1st, 1967. In his own mind, Ellison was moving toward completion in the summer and fall of 67 as he revised the novel at his summer home outside Plainfield, a village in the Berkshires. Then in the late afternoon of November 29th, 1967, Ellison and his wife Fanny returned from shopping to find the house in flames. With regret in her voice, Mrs. Ellison recalled being restrained from approaching the burning house by volunteer firemen who had arrived too late. I wish I'd been able to break the window and pull out Ralph's manuscript, she told me years later. I knew right where it was. Ooh, wow. Okay, well, that was worth reading. I'm glad I actually read that. I was going to skip that part. But now that I read it, I see that that's a good part. So we'll continue on with more of that tomorrow. And in the meanwhile, we're going to check out here. Oh, here we go here. Yep. We'll go ahead and put that up and we'll come back to that tomorrow. So we'll just put that right up here and be ready for that tomorrow. So make sure to catch us tonight as we continue our story of Ona Judge, the enslaved African woman who escaped from the clutches of George and Martha Washington. And I didn't get a chance to put these books up yesterday, but go ahead and look for them. Continue to look for them on YouTube. They're coming. I just had to work through some things, a lot of things to do around this place. So I'm just keeping as busy as I can. But I will be putting them up. Look for them up there. And one of them is on Juneteenth. The other one's on the Moors. So, in leaving, let me not forget to remind you to go ahead, give us a like and a thumbs up. And then go ahead and subscribe to the Tubular Black Facts channel. Button is right below. Go ahead and do it. It'll make your day, and it might even bring you a little dough. I don't know how that's going to work. But if you get some, share some with us. Peace out now.